What was it like getting your first contract and going to Denmark?
Uh, well, I mean, obviously there was a certain point of like surreal to it because it's always been a dream of mine ever since. I always wanted to be a professional athlete. I didn't care how it came. And then once I realized the commitment to volleyball that I made, and I found out when I got to college that it exists, I was like, oh, well, this is sweet. Or actually, end of high school, because Peter Russell was going off to Germany when I was in my senior year summer going into freshman year. So that's when I found out, and I was like, well, sweet, this is what I want to do. I remember telling him, I was like, dude, I wish I could like go to Germany and just play. And now like this year I get to. So it's kind of like a cool little fun cycle. But
Mhm.
yeah, with like the when I first got it, it was a certain point of being surreal and just like, man, I did it. Like all the work's paid off. But then what you don't know is that's when the work really starts, because you're now at a point where now it's your job. When you were in college, yeah, you got some scholarship, but they want you to be a good person, get good grades. When you're playing professional, it's like you play and you win and you get paid, or you play, you suck, and we're gonna send you home, or like we don't want shit to do with you. So it's a lot more harsh. But when I got it, it was awesome because my first year out of college, I really wanted to go. I was ready. I came home and I would just work some camps and train all day. Um, and I had some issues with my first agent, so I fired him and I signed with him with now Yarad Tomasic, and he's been amazing. And they came to me in at that point. I had to fire the one in September or October because now I'd missed the first signing
Mhm.
at beginning of season. But then I knew there was a loop back in December when some guys get hurt or they get fired or something and openings occur. So I signed with this new agent for that. And they came to me with an offer in Croatia, which I was super excited about. And the day that I went, like they were ready to sign the papers, ready to look into flights. And I got MRI results that I herniated a disc in my back and tore a muscle in my back. Um, so when talking to the doctor, I had to rehab for like 6, 7 months. I mean, I could still work out and play a little bit, but I was very hindered when I played and I had a lot of pain. So he's like, you need to stop playing, do lifting, and do this rehab. So I had to deny that contract and take the year off rehabbing. And that was pretty brutal because at that point I was like, I got bills to pay. Like I got to get a real job now. Um, and it was just disheartening. Like I had finally reached my goal, and then my body didn't allow me to like actually complete it. And my fiance was incredible about it. I mean, she's lived with a lot of crap with me and the whole pro stuff, leaving for 9, 10 months, coming home for 9, 10 months, taking a year to rehab, always bitching to her because I'm pissed that my back sucks and blaming my parents for my bad back for no reason. So Denmark in that first contract had a lot of like special meaning to it because of everything that I had gone through to just finally get one. And then after I come back and I feel good, I'm fully rehabbed, COVID hit. I was like, great. And even my agent was like, there's going to be a lot less contracts. A lot of teams aren't bringing in internationals. A lot of teams don't have the money now. And I was like, hey, dude, this is never going to happen. And then Denmark called me in like end of July, or no, in August, like first week of August or something like that. And after the contract was finalized on like a Thursday, and I flew out that Tuesday. So I had like 5 days to get my whole life packed up and leave. But it was definitely something special. It was very, very crazy feeling.
What was the emotional feeling of not being able to go and play after herniating your disc?
That was probably one of the most like, I don't want to say devastating because that may be a little bit dramatic, but that was probably one of the hardest emotional things to cope with, and mentally wise, like coming from a mentality standpoint. Like I said, I had gone through all this work. I'd had a pretty good senior season at Charleston. Um, and I was feeling good. I was ready. And then to have all of that like removed, and all I wanted, like, obviously I'm doing more now, but all I ever wanted was like, just give me 1 year, one contract to play professional and I'll be happy. Obviously, that's a waterfall effect where you always want to go for more. But so getting that stripped away strictly due to something that I didn't get rehabbed properly or I didn't treat it right was super mentally tough. And then I was going working a 9 to 5 in accounting where I was miserable. I'm not a desk guy at all. I can never go back to a desk. Like I used to call my fiance at like lunch. I'd be like, I hope you know whenever I get a contract and like I quit this job, I was like, this is the last time. I was like, I'm done. I was like, there's no other way. I was like, I have to get a contract this upcoming year or I'm going to lose it. I was like, there's no doubt. And she was just like, okay, like, sounds good. Like, I'm ready. Let's do it. So I just going through that year was really tough mentally, but all the working out and rehabbing kind of kept me right because I was super motivated at that point. But it was a huge blow for sure, but for the better, I think. Like, it tested me mentally. It showed me kind of things that I would have liked to see about myself, and I was able to see them. So it was a terrible like time, but it was worth it.